to cover up a area where you can actually find a ton of plans, which is a big help for newer players, and also some for older players. It seems like it's one of the more forgotten places, but it's one of my favorite places whenever I start out, or if I need to go find a good amount of plans, or maybe I'm just curious what kind of plans are spawning over there. So after we kill these guys, we will head over there, and I'll show you a good area where we find some plans. Alright. One of these. Let's go ahead and buy some of those. Alright, so the location we're going to go to is the top of the world. I like to spawn at the South Cutthroat camp. Mainly because over in that area you have a okay chance that maybe a 3-star legendary will spawn, and there's quite a bit of loot you can get there, ranging from aluminum, steel, safes, screws, all sorts of stuff. Well, looks like mole miner spawned this time, so I'm not expecting a legendary this go around. But these guys do drop a good amount of stuff that you can use, ranging from steel and copper. I personally like both, especially since I'm a self-reliant character. I don't really go out there to buy anything from other people, not unless I feel I can flip the price around, which I can actually cover that in another video. Some people might be asking why I'm not using the perk that lets you research these ammo cans and stuff. The big reason why I don't use it is because it takes up room. You'll probably find some power cores and stuff like that, and that's great if you actually care about having that stuff. I personally don't. I already have a ton of ammo. I know where to find pretty much everything. So it's a bit redundant for me to go out there. Alright, so right here, usually portable fuel, I think it's a portable fuel can. Those give you a bunch of, well, not a bunch of screws, but it gives you screws. I pick those up all the time. I'll give you guys a quick preview of this sort of stuff I find all the time, and you can kind of guess the amount that I get and why I don't actually pick up everything. So like here I got 95 loose screws for sale. I have a bunch more. There we go. 154 more on me. And that's just on this character. I do have 3 other mules, fiber optics. Obviously I'm a plastic hoarder. Yeah, black titanium, all that stuff. All of it's easy stuff to find. You just need to know where to find it. And lucky for me, have a pretty high combined amount of levels throughout two characters. So it kind of tells you that I've been around for a little while. I haven't really been grouping up with many of anybody lately. But I do know my stuff. Alright, so for those plans, you're gonna run up here. Again, we're over at the top of the world. That would be the train station. Located right there. You just run up this mountain, or you can go around the other way. It's up to you. Looks like somebody may have been looting over here. I can still cover it though. Plans will spawn right here next to this explosive thing and the armor bench. The area that we're in right now spawned several different types of creatures. I've seen Scorch spawn here, super mutants, and mole miners. I don't think it really matters what spawns here, but depending on what you're trying to look for, it can be a benefit more than others. Alright.
I am a super mutant. I am unstoppable.
That's nice. Okay, so we'll take a left over here and it will bring us to our next area. This particular area is not so much for plans, but you can find a ton of drugs over here. Since I am running low on some of my drugs, I'm going to go ahead and put Pharma on. That one will make it where you can search these little drug containers a second time and you can find a bunch of different stuff that you can use. That one doesn't look like it's going to give me... Oh, no, never mind. Gave me something. Alright, stim packs and right away. Handmade what? Ooh, magazine. We'll go ahead and take that. So we got some mole miners that popped up, so we know we'll be getting a pretty good amount of copper off these guys. Copper and steel. And shotgun shells. If you're a shotgun fanatic, farm these guys. I'm not picking up anything and everything off these guys. Like these shotguns, those are really good for steel and stuff. I don't really need that much steel right now. I need to go out and do a lead farm at some point. When I balance out on my lead, then I'll go ahead and I'll consider picking up weapons and stuff like that. I'll apologize if occasionally my mic cuts out. It's actually not cutting out. I'm turning it off and on. I have a medication that gives me dry mouth, and I don't think you guys want to hear me drinking water all the time. This particular area, it goes in stages. So right now we are at the Pleasant Valley cabins well, right in between the resort and the cabins. Right between there is a big drug find. Get some medics, a little bit of alcohol, but I make my own alcohol, so I don't need to pick that up. Didn't mean to pick up that shotgun. I think that pretty much covers the drugs in this area. There might be a little bit more drugs every now and again over here and there. Okay, so you'll know you're in the right area when you see this cliff and you see kind of this alleyway. This alleyway is one of my favorite parts for plans. I've found rare world plans here as well. It all depends if anybody has looted here. If they did, just hop a server and come right back and you'll probably get lucky enough to find stuff. There's usually a build type of plan down here where this pipe pistol is. Over on this side, I don't usually come to that part. Over here would be a little bit of drugs. I'm always a fan of Berryman mentats and mentats in general. If you want a good grenade farm, this particular area is very good for it too. You get most of these dead raiders end up having them. I don't really use stealth boys. I'm just gonna pick up these weapons anyways because I can go ahead and scrap them and learn other plans off of them without having to buy them. But if any of you have seen my other videos, I also know a lot of plans as it is. So I probably will not learn anything new, but it never hurts. Okay, so this back area is usually where the best plans end up showing up. Alright, over here is one. Deep pocketed leather. I'm gonna leave it there because if you pick up the plan and it's one you already know or it's one that doesn't sell very good, when you hop servers there's a good chance that this plan will change, but if you pick it up it's going to take a little while for it to pop back unless they changed it. Trapper arms, those, no. I'll find enough of those. Strengthened raider armor, no. A lot of this stuff, like I said before, is good for the lower level people, but if you're one of those people who go out and try to find more rare plans, I've found the Voltech University plans, and it gives you the Under Armour and outfit. That one's one of the more rare plans out there, and I found 2 of them over in this area. A lot of people say go to Harper's Ferry, but Harper's Ferry doesn't have very many plans that spawn there to start out with. So if they don't have very many plans there, you're not going to have a very good chance. Just going to some of this stuff while I'm over here. I'm a big fan of picking up lamps and stuff because they give you copper. If you collect enough copper, you can start selling it to other players, and it goes, at least on PS4, is about 45 caps per bulk. Alright, let's drop some weight. Alright. Trying to think, is there another good mass plan location? That one's pretty much the big one that I wanted to cover. You can find plans all over the place. There's one over in Drop Site V9. You know what? Let's cover the smaller plan locations. Alright, I'm not going to guarantee that I'm going to drop by all of them, but I will cover a fair amount of them. So let's go to NAR Repair Yard. This place has a okay chance of spawning a 3-star legendary as well. So it's not a horrible idea to clear out the area. You don't necessarily need to, but couldn't hurt. Those Mirelurk Kings are a bit of a pain. One of these videos I'll have to cover builds and armor to kind of explain why I run so low of health and actually survive. My build's not copied off of YouTube or anything like that, or Google. Alright, so we have a Boss Knight uniform. Those sell okay, so we'll go ahead and take it. Next spot, running towards Watoga. You'll see this train over on my left. There's usually a plan in there and some 45 ammo. There's a 45 ammo. The plan would be right here. Somebody already looted it. Not a big deal. So there's Watoga. We're gonna go over to this next area over here where all the Mirelurk spawn. Yeah, I could fast travel, but a lot of the stuff is on the way. And some spots it makes it a little bit more worth running to, because you do get those random spawn locations, and sometimes they do have pretty good stuff there. Ooh, legendary. when you start getting better at the game and things are dying just a little too fast, you need to be a little bit more careful, because I've had times where I've killed stuff and because I killed it too fast and the names didn't update, it didn't drop any loot other than the normal stuff. What's bad about that is that after it was dead, it decided to update the name and it ended up being a legendary, and I didn't get a legendary off of it. Let's wake up the Mirror Queen. Where's her body? There it is. Cranberry Bog is just one of those places where you can lose a huge body just out of nowhere. You know what? I should probably take some of her meat too. It's never a bad idea to double check your loot before you scrap it. When you go into your junk and stuff, if you're anything like me, you prepare for the next day's dailies and stuff, and certain things you pick up that still get scrapped that you don't want scrapped. Yeah, very easy to scrap them. So, and this is why I don't fast travel. I'm not sure if it's going to show up, but this is, yep, this is a random spawn spot. So we're going to get a bunch of acid off this if these things, the Blip Flies, decide to give me the Blip Fly glands. I think that might be all of them that we killed. Or at least the ones that were worth looting. Yeah, we're gonna say it's good. So in that area, we made 8 acid. Which is 8 more acid than we had. So, in my opinion, was worth walking. Wendigo teeth give you acid as well. Where is that Scorch Beast? There he is. Alright, so right now we are at Survey Camp Alpha. This place has some pretty good stuff to loot. Occasionally, legendary as well. Magazine. You can actually learn some of these helmets. I pick them up just because, but if you scrap enough of them, you can learn a fair amount of the helmets. I've learned how to do the army helmet and the metal so far. I'm not 100% sure if there's more you can learn outside of world drops. But I'm sure you could. Before we get comments on all that other stuff, yes, I know the Soltron one. Yes, I know the Sentry Bot. Alright, here's a planned location next to the power armor station. It seems like this one's always some type of power armor plan, so if you're really needing those and you don't feel like paying for them, drop by this area and you may find one that you don't know, but it's not very good odds that it's going to be anything that you're going to want to use. So I am eyeballing my loot because I'm not sure how many Blip Flight glands I have, and then I know I need at least one for the Dolly Sods. Man, I keep hearing that Scorch Beast. But you need it for the Dolly Sods daily. So I'm going to hold on to that for a moment. Oh good, it's finally coming towards me. A lot of people don't like walking through here because of Scorched Beast. Yeah, they're not that bad. Only thing I hate about them is how far their bodies fly. It's not a horrible idea either to go and drop by. Actually, no, I'm going to pop me a red shield. One of my most favorite drugs that we have. Gives you 300 radiation resistance. But I checked these Fissure Sites. It's a good source of different types of resources. Some gunpowder. This one's always a tease because you can't loot the ultra site. But you can loot those. Always check the Scorched Beast poop piles. You can get some acid off those. You find some decent stuff actually in the poop piles, oddly enough. I don't usually collect the ultra site, but I'm thinking about building a set of power armor, not because I favor them, because I definitely don't. But maybe I can cover a power armor build or something. Try something new. Alright, moving on. So that was the Fissure site. I'm gonna run over to the next planned location. which is drop site V9. Oh wait, no, it wasn't drop site V9. It was... Oh shoot, yes it was. This is drop site V9. Temporarily misplaced myself. More poop piles. I'm gonna go ahead and loot all that just because there's a scrapping bench nearby. So your planned location would be over on this side. They may have done a queen run, or somebody could have already looted it, but plans do spawn right here, and usually it's a type of power armor plan. Let's see, where are they nuking? Oh, good. Well, I'm not sure if that's a good nuke spot, but I'm sure I will be doing the queen next, which I'll do in a separate video. This one's already getting kind of long.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Alright, so that's going to cover it for plans right now. If you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and click like and go ahead and subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be continuing to update the channel with different things to do and where to find things. It's a big help if people participate and kind of give me an idea what you guys would like to see. It's going to be a hell of a lot easier for me to come up with something a little more entertaining. But this channel is going to be to help everybody out, whether you know a lot about the game or don't. I just kind of want to help people out. Alright, yeah, please subscribe, click like, leave a comment if you have any ideas. Have a good one, guys.